It was an emotional event as community members gathered at the Silver Spring Civic Center to dedicate the building's Great Hall to the Buffalo Soldiers for their military service. The Great Hall at the Silver Spring Civic Building was officially renamed the Buffalo Soldiers Great Hall in honor of those soldiers who faced difficulties in service and when they returned home.
I like the fact that people know about us, because when I joined the Army in 1940, it took 6 months to find a vacancy in the Army because the Army was that segregated. There was a limit as to how many blacks could in the Army. I was a private at West Point for 2 weeks before they could find a uniform.
The Buffalo Soldiers Great Hall was dedicated in honor of the heroic courage and sacrifice of the 92nd Infantry Buffalo Soldiers, a segregated unit of African Americans during World War II.
Veterans Plaza was designed and made in honor of veterans. Inside, I wanted to make sure that we recognize the contributions of veterans, especially the Buffalo Soldiers, who obviously have been forgotten through much of the history of the American military. And so this is an opportunity to reflect upon one of our native community members here in Silver Spring, an opportunity to recognize the contributions they've made over the years. And so it's a good chance to ensure that children in the future will get a chance to learn from what we've done here in recognition of the Buffalo Soldiers.
Theirs was the only African American infantry division to see combat in Europe during World War II as part of the 5th Army fighting in the Italian campaign from 1944 to the end of the war.
This is taking a space that everybody's going to see. It's dedicated to people who went and fought in the war. And I think folks, will get an appreciation, one hopes, for the role that African Americans have played in American society in the most fundamental level.
It really shows a commitment not only to what we're seeing in terms of our potential future, but also recognizing our past and the sacrifices and service that our Buffalo Soldiers made for us. It really signifies to our community that your contributions will never be forgotten.
Aside from the new name for the Great Hall, memorabilia is also now on display at the Silver Spring Civic Building.